Hi, Tammy Lawrence at Symbolisti here. I thought I'd guide you through a chair yoga class today. We offer chair yoga at the David Durward Center when we're not in times of COVID. So let's go ahead and find a seated position, something that you're comfortable in. Ideally, your chair doesn't have any arms, so you have freedom for movement here. Now, we'll start by inviting yourself to lean against the back of the chair. But saying that, you're not collapsed at the diaphragm. You're still inviting your body to sit up long and tall. Let's invite the hands to turn palms up toward the ceiling. We'll close the eyes. And let's bring the focus to the breath. And invite the breath to grow a little longer here, particularly your exhalation. So with each out breath, the body is sinking more fully and deeply into the support of the chair. Just noticing where it has contact along the back side of the body, your seat, and your thighs. And each time that you exhale, invite the body to sink even more deeply into its support. In a moment now, we'll begin our practice. As we do, just keep in mind there's no hurry. Please always listen to the body and never take it to a point of discomfort, and definitely not to pain. So let's begin wiggling the fingers and the toes. And we'll circle your wrists. And then the legs, just one at a time. We'll circle into the ankles. That's it. Now, ideally, you'll sit away from the back of the chair now. Shoulders are back and down, and elbows are just dangling from the shoulder girdle. As you inhale, invite your head to turn to the right-hand side, any amount that feels comfortable. As you exhale, turn your head to the left. And just side to side there, letting the movement unfold on the breath. So you're moving with an intake of air or with an exhalation. And just notice as you turn your head side to side if there's any differences in the sensations that you're receiving on the right side of the neck versus the left side of the neck. Just observing and exploring movement. Do one more time to either side. And when you're finished, the head comes back to the center. Let's drop the chin into the chest. And then as you inhale, look up towards the ceiling. Keep your neck nice and long so you're not letting your head fall all of the way back. So again, follow the breath. Exhale, chin to chest. Inhaling, looking forward and up. 3 more. When you're done the third one, bringing the chin back parallel with the floor, and we'll do some exaggerated shoulder rolls. So up, back, and down. Now you can do this with the hands by your sides if you're wanting, or you can keep your hands on your lap as you explore that. Noticing those interesting popping, clicking, and grinding noises possibly going on from the shoulders. Or just as interesting, the absence of those sounds, if that's your experience. Okay, so we've got the neck warmed up nicely, we've got the shoulders warmed up nice. Let's get into the arms next. So let's start with your hands palms up into your lap. And just starting with your right arm. As you inhale, invite that arm to float upward towards the ceiling, maybe to the area of your face or right up and overhead. Then as you exhale, turn the palm towards the floor and release the breath. As the hand comes back into your lap, turn the palm back towards the ceiling, left hand side. Inhaling, arm rises. Exhaling, arm is lowering. Now keep in mind, if this is uncomfortable to the shoulders, you're only taking the arm up as high as it's comfortable to go, even if that's only in front of the area of your face or maybe even a bit below that. Now as we work with this, we're going to start to imagine that the hands are guiding the breath both in and out of your body. So when the hand is lifting, you're filling up the abdomen, then the chest and the collarbone with breath. And as the arm is lowering, you're releasing the breath from the collarbone, the chest, and lastly, the abdomen. And just finish the set that we're working on, and then we'll do both arms simultaneously. So let's go with that when you're ready. Inhaling, both arms lifting. Exhaling, release. Two more. Now don't change your breath, but as your hands come down, let's slide your hands out towards the area of the knees, and we'll just hip walk yourself out towards the edge of your chair. Don't walk off of your chair though, that's important. As you exhale, collapse the diaphragm, tuck the tailbone under, open up the shoulder blades behind you and drop the chin into the chest. A nice seated cat stretch. Now we're going to take your pelvis the opposite way for a seated cow pose. So rather than tilting the pelvis posteriorly as it is now, tilt it to an anterior position. So you're tilting it towards your knees, opening up through the belly, the chest, shoulders back and down, looking up with your head. Start at your sacrum. Exhale, collapsing, releasing, opening the back body. Inhaling, changing the direction, little back bend of cow. You got it. Exhaling, cat. Inhale, cow. One more of each. And then inviting yourself to sit up long and tall. When you get up here, let's take your feet now. We'll just start to warm up through the feet. So lifting a heel off the floor, coming onto the tiptoes, and then drop the foot down and just taking that side to side. And then trade that up. Leave the heels down and put your toes just lifting up and down off of the floor. And you might go pretty fast here, like you're listening to a good music or a good song. That's it. And now let's take your toes, turn them out, heels in, and then spin the heels out, toes in, and just heel toe, toe heel, whichever. Walk your feet as wide apart as your hips allow for, and then coming back to center. So just walking them wide, walk them back in. That's it. And then the next time the legs are as far apart as you feel comfortable with, toes out and heels in. Let's leave the legs like that. Sliding your hands down onto the thighs or the knees, let's begin to stir stick through your torso. Now as you do this, please be mindful of your back. So if your back is feeling tender today, it's going to be the smallest of stir sticks. But if your back feels good, you might really get into the depth of that and really enjoy a deep stir sticking of the torso. That is my floor you hear cracking, not my back. Well, not cracking, but making sound. The joy of living in an older home, right? And 3 more times around. Very good. And then as you come to the center, hinging yourself forward from the hip joint. You can keep your hands on your knees, or let's slide the elbows onto your knees and just letting the fingers just dangle here. The back is long and flat. Notice how deeply into the back body you can sense your breath here, and invite your breath to grow a little longer and more full so you feel it lower into your back. All right, let's get back into the shoulders once again. So notice how much weight your elbows have on your knees, or your hands on your knees if you've lifted up a little bit higher. And you don't want to change that weight distribution, but we're going to drop your right arm down between your legs. Left fingers can just be relaxed here. Now imagine that you are holding onto a kettlebell, so make a fist with your right hand and then just begin to rock that hand or sway it forward and back. Notice the mobility, the freedom in the movement. That's it. And then just releasing that kettlebell, so just let the fingers again dangle. And then allow the arm to now move into a circular movement. You got it. And then going the other direction. And then in time, just letting the movement go until the arm finds its stillness and dangling on its own accord. Then from there, allow yourself to draw the fingertips closer to the floor, a little or a lot. And then bend the elbows, spinning open at the chest. Let that arm come around in front of your face and maybe upward towards the ceiling. Inhale. Exhale, relax the wrist, the elbow, and let the arm drop back down towards the floor, which it may or may not touch depending on how far away the floor is in relationship to the length of your arm. Inhale, arm is rising. Exhaling, arm is descending. Got it. Inhale, let it rise, looking into an open palm. Exhale, the hand comes back down. Now if it hurts the neck or is uncomfortable on the neck, then just don't turn your head towards the ceiling here. And we'll just do it one more time on this side. So as the arm dangles towards the floor, one final time, we'll bend the elbow and transition the elbows to the knees. Let's come up a level, hands to knees. As you exhale, collapse the diaphragm, chin to chest. A little cat stretch. As you inhale, tilt the pelvis towards your knees, open the belly, the heart center, shoulders back and down, look up with your head. Good, and release. Let's start to stir stick the torso once again. Now ideally this time you'll take it in the opposite direction that you already went. Remember that it might be the tiniest little stir stick if the back is feeling tender. All right, and let's get into the left shoulder for the same thing. So as you finish the stir sticking that you're working on, as you exhale, hinge forward, drop the elbows or hands to the knees. Relax your right fingertips and then fully release the left arm. Make a fist with that hand and just start to swing the arm back and forth. And just be mindful, you want to make sure the hand doesn't hit the chair because that would not be comfortable. Nice and loose here. And eventually releasing like the kettlebell, let the fingers relax. And then just let the arm unfold into a circular movement. Ideally, as you're doing this, you don't have your head falling down, so you want to keep your head lifted. Not again looking up too high, but just keeping the head in line with the spine. Change the direction. As you do that in time, we're just going to invite the arm to dangle, so releasing the circular movement on its own accord. And when you find the arm is coming fairly still, then we'll bend the elbows, spin the chest open towards the ceiling, take that left arm up towards the sky, look into an open palm, inhale. Exhale, release the elbow, release the wrist, and back to the floor. So inhale, open. Exhale, close. Again, if that's troublesome to your arm, you're not taking it up as high. Just to a height that feels comfortable. Last time. You got it. As the arm comes down, bending the elbow, elbow to knee, sliding the hands back onto your knees. And now let's take yourself and kind of quarter turn on your chair. You can leave the left leg where it is, or you can take that left leg out to the side, letting the toes point towards the ceiling. Heel toe, walk your right knee out to the side until the knee is right in line with the hip joint there. And we'll quarter turn the torso to face the front of the room or mat. Inhale the arms up halfway. Like a warrior two pose. And then cascading the eyes to look over the middle finger of your right hand. Breathing in and breathing out. And I spin the right palm towards the ceiling. Let the left hand find the chair or the left side of your hip. And just come into a little side bend to the left hand side. Listen to your back so you don't come too deep with that. Exhaling, and then inhale, lifting up and out. You can use your left hand to help bend that left knee. And then we'll trade ourselves, just wiggling over to the left edge of your mat, just until the left knee is in line with the hip. Straightening your right leg. Ideally, toes are pointed towards the ceiling. Quarter turn your torso, again, so you're facing the front of the room, front of the mat. Inhale, scoop the arms up, drop the shoulders, and look over the middle finger of your left hand. If you peek towards the back hand, the wrist should be right in line with the shoulders. So not one arm down, one arm up, but arms right in line. Breathing in and breathing out. One more breath. As you rotate the left palm to the ceiling, side bending to the right. So right hand to the chair or the right side of the body, a little side bend opening to the right hand side. That's it, and inhale, lifting up and out. Bending your right knee, place the foot on the floor, and we'll just bring the left leg back to join. All right, now from there, let's once again extend the left leg out in front of you. Now, if the chair is cutting into you, you'll have to kind of reorganize yourself so that you're not getting pierced by the chair at your seat. Let's take your hands onto your right knee, and as you exhale, start to hinge forward. Any amount that you start to feel a pull along the lower part of the left leg, you might feel a little higher up as well. Now, some people, fairly flexible, and it's comfortable for them to drop one or both elbows down onto your right knee. And some people like to take the left arm now and just let it cascade down the lower left leg, not to get to the toes, but just reaching in that general area. Nice elongated breaths. That's it, and then slowly bring yourself up where you might use your left hand to bend the left knee, placing the foot on the floor. Let's trade sides. So right leg extends out in front of you. Again, the toes aren't dropping to the side or dropping internally, but toes towards the ceiling. Taking your hands onto the left knee and then starting to hinge your body forward by any amount. If you like, you might put one or both elbows onto the left knee. Not if that bothers your back though. Stay up higher. And maybe, if you like to go a little deeper, right hand sliding down the front of the right leg towards the ankle area. And just gently breathing in, breathing out. This might be a tighter side for you, or maybe for you this is a looser side. One more cycle of breath. Good, come on up. Use your right hand to help bend the knee, foot to the floor. Very good. Now let's heel toe walk that right leg all the way back over to the right-hand side. Square your hips off towards the right and drop the left knee down. You want to slide that leg back. Toes can be curled under or the top of the foot to your floor, whatever you're comfortable with. And again, if the chair is cutting into you, you'll have to kind of sit half on and half off of the chair. So this is just getting into the front of that left hip flexor. So you might tuck the tailbone under here. Obviously, we wouldn't do it if it bothers your knees at all. And again, lifting through the sternum. Also can be done with the top of the foot on the floor back there. If you wanted a little deeper challenge, you could also take your hands to prayer position in front of the heart, as long as you don't feel like you're going to fall off the chair. Only doing this if you're stable. And then maybe invite the arms to elevate towards the ceiling and reach. Good, releasing, press the walls away. And dragging that left leg back forward. And let's spin to the second side. So facing off towards the front of the room first, to the front of the chair, then walk that left leg out to the left. Spin onto your right toes and drop the right knee down, scooping that leg back so that the knee is right in line with the hip. Same thing goes if the chair is cutting into you, find your place where it feels like you're fairly comfortable on the chair. When you arrive, you can hold the chair, you can hold the left knee, you can tuck that tailbone under, or let the top of the foot come onto the floor support here. So whatever you did on the other side, remember this is a different side of your body, so the feelings might be different. You may have to change things a little for yourself. So you might stay there, or maybe just like we did on the other side, gather the hands in front of the heart space. Lift the sternum towards your thumbs, and then if you like, keeping the shoulders down, invite the arms to elevate towards the ceiling. Pause and breathe. Nice, press away the walls. And we'll bring that right leg forward. And then let's spin back towards the front of the chair. Where we'll take both of the legs straight out in front of you, toes towards the ceiling. Ideally, you're still seated onto the edge of the chair. And we're just going to lean back against the chair here without collapsing at your diaphragm. So still make sure that the spine is nice and long. As you arrive, you might take your hands and hold on to the elbows, or go higher, hold on to the shoulders, or maybe you'll interlace your fingers and take your hands right back behind your head, like you're having a relaxing afternoon. Hopefully you are. Call this is a life pose, right? You just have to wait for someone to bring us some food and some drinks, so you can just hang out here and be served all day. Or we'll keep going with movement and work towards serving ourselves. Okay, so unbinding now. Maybe start first by bending the knees, placing the feet back against the floor, inviting your hands to unfold behind the back of the head so that you can help your hands to let yourself sit up long and tall once again. Finding yourself mid-seat. Again, shoulders are back and down. Make sure your big toes are a bit closer than the heels here. As you drop the shoulders, now let's take your nose and with eyes opened or closed, start to draw a tiny little circle in front of you with the nose. And then we're going to change this circle into the shape of a figure 8. As if you had a crayon on the tip of your nose and you were drawing a number 8 in front of you. And then from that number 8 shape, we're going to drop it over onto its side so it turns into an infinity sign or a sideways lying number 8. Large or small. gradually start to embed your figure 8 shapes. So each one is a little bit smaller than the one before. And then eventually you'll find that the figure 8 shape is so tiny it fits into the size of a dime. And then the shape disappears altogether. As you find yourself dropping into stillness once again, go ahead and ease yourself back into the chair so you can rest the back upon it. Hands are rested, palms up into the lap. Shoulders back and down. As we just take a moment to enjoy the stillness and the breath here. So invite your scalp to relax. Then soften the big brow muscle across the forehead. Allow yourself to become more rested through the upper cheeks, lower cheeks, and jaw. Invite the shoulders to drop further from the ears. Let the elbows dangle from the shoulder girdle. And the hands just resting into their natural curve of relaxation. Relaxing the torso more fully. Sensing the rise and fall of the abdomen, the rise and fall of the chest. Relax your hips. Invite the thighs and knees to relax more fully. And all the way down to the tips of the toes. And for a moment longer, inviting the whole body to deeply rest here. Just absorbing your practice, bringing in well-being, and hopefully you can carry these feelings into the remainder of your day. If you'd like to stay here for some time longer, please invite yourself to. Otherwise, let's wiggle the fingers and toes, opening the eyes once again. Just taking a moment to wake your body back up, so moving it any way it feels the need to move. And eventually, let's take your hands to prayer position in front of the heart center. We'll chant Om together one time. To seal our practice, go ahead and drop your chin to your chest. And enjoying an elongated inhalation. And we say thank you and namaste. Thank you for practicing with me today. I hope you have a wonderful week.